And for all of you that have never watched a video of us, I show you our SWIMMTEICH to give you an idea what I'm talking about. That's it. Quite inviting, isn't it? Small facts. It's 11.5 meters long. It's 7.5 meters wide. The regeneration zone is 2 meters wide. In this area, the depth is about 1.4 meters. And on this side, the deep zone is 3.6 meters deep. Yeah. And it has just rained. It's clearing up. And I might take a swim.
Your channel for SWIMMTEICHs. Nature in your garden and water that's alive. Enjoy watching.
Hi, my name is Ines. In this video I'm gonna tell you something about the history of swim ponds or natural pools. Everybody knows that water is a big thing in our life. It's a natural need. We need water to live. All our nature needs water to exist. And so I think it's quite understandable that even in former times people tried to keep water in some way in their garden. In former times it was mainly rich people who could afford to have a swimming place in their garden. In 1975 it was the first time that a man tried to make a pond that's not only for aesthetic reasons but to enjoy swimming in natural water. His name was Weixler and he lived in, you won't believe it, Upper Austria. That's the place where I live and where Christian and me are having our swim pond, or SWIMMTEICH as I used to call it. Richard Weixler, the inventor of swim ponds, found out that plants keep water somehow clean, and so he created the first swimming pond, if you want so, in 1975. At that time a swim pond or a swimming pond was formed in a natural shape, and at least half of it had to be an area for plants. In the years after this idea developed, Richard Weixler founded a company to build swim ponds, and he was very successful in that. He started in Upper Austria, where he lived and where he created the first swim pond. But the swimming ponds, after his, according to his way of building, were built all over Austria and then Germany and Europe throughout the years. It's always the same principle. It's an area for swimming, and at least the same area should be reserved for plants that keep the swim pond clean, the water clean. Throughout the years the idea developed more and more, and people started to use filters instead of the plants for cleaning their water. And so within the years the swimming zone got bigger, and the area that was designated for plants grew smaller and smaller. Nowadays we find natural pools and we find swim ponds. I would say swim ponds are still the same as before, very naturally kept, very naturally built, round shapes like ponds, and they still have plants. Maybe they are reduced to a smaller zone, but then usually the system is supported by a pump that pumps water through the whole area, through the whole water. There are also some systems like David Butler's system with the air bubbles that supports the water with additional oxygen. So nowadays you find a lot of different systems of building your own natural pool in your garden. The natural pools are usually supported by technical units or by chemical substances and need a lot of technical care, I would say. In about 20 years ago, about 2004, 2005, there was a man again in Upper Austria that had worked a long time in a natural sewage plant. With his experiences, he developed the idea, the theory, that less plants, less mud you have in your water, in your swim pond. And he did a lot of experiments and tried out a few things, a few shapes. And in the end, he invented this new system. I call it new system, although it's already 20 years old. With this system, you count on nutrient-poor water, so you don't need plants to clean the water. Plants always take out nutrition from the water, and that's why plants seem to clean the water, because they take the nutrition away from the algae, and so there's no algae in the water, but you have the plants. The plants grow, and then in the end they die, and their mud, the organic stuff that they leave in the water, goes back to the water, and nutritions get back to the water through these rests of the plants. As long as you keep the plants going, it's all well, and it can really work very well. So 20 years ago, this man called the Teich doctor, because he was usually called when people had a problem with their Teich, with their normal swim pond with a lot of plants. And so he found out a new system. We call it Teich Doctor Teich, or SWIMMTEICH. This water in your garden, this natural swimming pond, does not need any technical support except for a pump for the yearly cleaning, but you don't need power all year round. And the building is very easy. It's a do-it-yourself system. That's why we selected it, because we could do a lot of the stuff ourselves. So it was also quite, I wouldn't call it cheap. It was very worth the money, very much worth the money, because of the work we did for building this project. And as I said, no technical units, no chemical substances that you need to add. Of course, no chlorine. It's a very sustainable thing, because you fill it once and you never have to remove the water. So we think that it's a great thing. So today you find a big variety of systems to build your own swimming pond in your garden. The selection you take probably depends on the money you have for your project. It depends on the possibilities you have to do a lot of things yourself. and of course it's also a matter of taste. Many people prefer to have a very, very natural place with a lot of plants. Others don't care if they use electricity to get their system going. We decided to go for a SWIMMTEICH because we didn't want to have a lot of work with the maintenance. We wanted to have a cheap way to build. We wanted to have a sustainable way to build. We didn't use any concrete, or very, very little, just to for our edge. Yeah, that were the reasons why we went for a Teich. In the meantime, there are about 1,000 or 1,500 SWIMMTEICHs all over Europe already. Most of them, as far as we know, work very well. And yeah, we hope that starting from Upper Austria, to get this idea around the world. So if you are interested in this way of building a swimming pond in your own garden, a SWIMMTEICH, the easiest way to build a SWIMMTEICH is to watch our videos. So if you're interested to get your own SWIMMTEICH in your own garden, subscribe to our channel, give us a thumb up and watch more of our videos. Have a nice day!